Hey, it's Russ from Pro Tools Expert, and somebody asked me, how do you make the wub wub bass sound that you hear on so much dubstep and stuff like that? Now, if you're not used to it, then you'll see what I mean when I've actually made the sound. I'm going to use Vacuum, which is a cool synth. Now, there's a Vacuum Pro coming soon, but Vacuum is perfect for this because it's monophonic, and all we're going to do is create a bass sound. It's a very simple bass sound to create in its basic form, and then just a bit of automation and some bit of routing on stuff to actually get the final result that you need. So what I've done is I've created an 8 on both sides, triangle and saw. I could use one oscillator if I want. Let me just turn this off for a second. And I'm going to open the filter back up. So what we're actually trying to achieve is we're actually trying to basically open a filter automatically, or we can open it by assigning it. So I've got this sound here now. Let's drop that an octave. And what you're trying to achieve is this effect, basically. So that opens up for you. There's a number of ways we can do that. So the first thing I want to do is work out where I want to start the sound and then where I want to end it. So I'm going to play this bass through and just turn off this beat for a second. So I want to start it really low like that, really subsonic. There's a number of things I can do now. I can use the mod wheel down here and assign it to the low pass filter, which is what this is here, the low pass filter. So we'd move this switch around to the low pass filter. Then we take this to MW, which stands for modulation wheel, and then we change the depth. And the more I push that up, the more the filter opens back up. There's two things you want to do as well then, is you want to add some saturation in. From a few places to get it really dirty. And then you just want to modify these. Bring these back a bit. So I'm just using my mod wheel now to open that. So you can hear that now. There's a couple of other things you can do instead if you want. We could bring this saturation down a bit. Let's bring this down again. Is what we can do instead is we can move this to be LFO. So if I play it now. This is controlled now by this. So you could use the LFO if you wanted to. And the rate's changing that. Now, a third way you could do it is instead of using either of the LFO or that, we could reset that. And we could put an envelope to it instead. We could actually say, okay, I want the envelope. So this envelope now, we're assigning, so we're going here now, we're assigning that to low pass filter, choosing envelope 1. So if you wanted to open it at the same speed all the time, just come here, and then this attack determines how long it takes to open. Add some resin. So you've got the wub wub. But most of you, I think, are going to want to have that control so you can actually then write it in. Now the cool thing is instead what you could do, so that's 3 ways you could do it. The fourth way you can do it is you can automate it all. So what we could do is we could assign this cutoff here. So it's got to either write it in or draw it in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go the three finger salute, as we call it, Control, Alt and Command. Click on the cutoff, enable automation. So that's on now. So if I then come here, I can either do it myself, so it's gone red now, and I could come down to the lane here and choose that LP cutoff, and I could draw in. I could either record it in as it's playing now, so I could start playing. So it's in there now. You can see it there, drawn in. Instead of that, what I could do as well, if I really want to make it precise, I can come into the drawing tool here and choose. Let's try triangle first and draw in some stuff, and this is determined by the grid size. So what we want to do is we want to make sure, and we're going to go back into, let's draw those and draw some bigger ones in. Draw some in there. So some of you might like that instead, and let's undo that, and we could probably try eighths. Let's try 16ths. And of course you just draw it until you get what you want. So there's various ways you can do it, and Pro Tools is pretty flexible in that. So as I say, make sure you've got your, either use the cutoff like that manually, or if you want to do it live, you assign your low pass filter to your mod wheel, and you can do it that way. So as I say, there's so many ways you could do it, and it's just a case of you experimenting until you get what you the sound you want, and it works the way you want it. So there we are. That's how you get wub wub bass. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.